Live from Canton, Michigan, this is the Late Night Show with Ed and Mike.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Late Night Show with Ed and Mike. I'm Mike, that's Ed, and this is the show. And I'm very happy to announce that we got a response from Ethan Edwards, the co-founder of Verped, from our last video that we did. Please go check it out. He took the time to type us a very long response.
Very long.
But right now, take a look at this video.
This is supposed to clean up our lives, but it's becoming a dirty and dangerous little household secret, and it's sending teens to the hospital. Kids getting hammered off hand sanitizers. They're separating the alcohol through a distillation process and creating a potent punch that's like slamming a shot of the hardest liquor.
They're simply taking table salt, mixing it with the hand gels, and subsequently then putting it in a filter. And the liquid that's produced is a very high content alcohol.
And just yesterday, an emergency press conference at LA's Children's Hospital was called after nearly a dozen area teenagers wound up in ERs with alcohol poisoning.
We have patients coming into the emergency department with these kinds of signs and symptoms: slurred speech, lack of balance, changes in their mental state.
If kids don't realize how concentrated it is and take a large quantity of it, take a few shots, certainly kids can die from this.
Alright, so now that we saw that video, you know, the most interesting thing is that kids would actually go to lengths to get alcohol out of hand sanitizer. Because, you know, forget asking your parents, they're going to say no anyway. Forget asking people that are older to get you alcohol. Let's go to the gas station, get some hand sanitizer, and distill it like this so we can take shots later. You put salt in and it separates it, and apparently you have shots. But the best part about this whole video is that they never actually say it's bad for you.
Salt or black pepper?
I think it was salt, Eddie. That's black pepper. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Still has alcohol in it, so what does it matter? But the best thing is that...
Go on, we have a show we have to host. I'm just kidding.
The best part is that they never say that it's harmful to you. They never say, oh, you shouldn't do this because it's bad for your liver. No. They just say that kids show up and they're drunk. So what they're really, the message I'm getting here is this is completely fine. Other than that.
Gee, it's working.
That's some pretty good ethanol content there. I mean, all they said is kids are showing up with alcohol poisoning. So, I mean, I guess it's really not that bad. So it's perfectly fine to get drunk off of this.
It's amazing how it just separates.
And with heavy filtration techniques like a coffee filter and salt, you too can make your own moonshine.
Alright, so back to what we're saying, Mike. So there's been videos of kids making their own alcohol from hand sanitizer. I mean, how do you get that desperate in the first place, Mike? That's my question to them. Like,
I don't know how you go about and you think that I have no alcohol. Let me go through the process of taking this hand sanitizer and distilling it to a 120 proof shot of moonshine, basically, at that point. And yeah, tastes pretty good, right?
yeah, it tastes like normal alcohol.
Distillation.
It's not you know, like they said, it's not dangerous. You just get, you know, alcohol poisoning, right?
They don't know how to portray the message. They're trying to tell you to not do this and that it's dangerous, but they're not actually saying why it's dangerous. They're just saying it's because it gets you really drunk. She said kids are showing up to the hospital with slurred speech and falling over, and I do that every Saturday and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I mean, I don't see the problem with that. What health benefits could possibly come out from this? What do you think?
Probably no health benefits. I wouldn't go that far to say you get any health benefits.
You save some money.
You definitely save some money. I wouldn't go around. Obviously, I'm not drinking this. If I ever wanted to get any form of alcohol, it wouldn't be from a hand sanitizer bottle. It'd probably be some sort of expensive stuff from
which we have upstairs. Not
but I mean, honestly, if kids are resorting to alcohol, like where do you draw the line, Mike? Like when does it become? Because obviously, this whole idea of consuming alcohol through hand sanitizer, it can't be healthy for you, especially if they mess up the process and don't get all those harmful chemicals out. It'd be, at this point, I mean, it'd almost be better if kids had more access to safer alcohol. And I mean, guess ultimately the goal is, in the first place, is to try to make sure these kids aren't able to get alcohol. But in a way, you know,
it's hurting them more than it's helping.
It's hurting them more than it's helping them. Parents are so strict with you know, kids drinking underage, which in a way they should be. It is against the law, but when kids start resorting to drinking, you know, hand sanitizer and other sort of chemicals to get the same, you know, pleasurable effects from alcohol, then that's when that's where you should draw the line. And I'm not saying go out and get your kids a bottle of alcohol. I mean, talk to them about it. You know, I mean, make it very clear to them that, you know, drinking alcohol, it's not a if you're underage, it shouldn't be done. But make it clear to them that
they'd rather do it safer.
They'd rather do it safer, and that's basically where we're gonna have a lot of controversy on this, especially with parents. They want nothing. They want kids to. They want to have the idea that kids are doing good things and they're not getting involved in all this kind of stuff like drinking, which is not true.
Never.
It's never true. Parents coming from two teenagers and back in our high school days, kids are gonna do anything to get their hands on pretty much any form of alcohol, and if you guys make it impossible or unavailable to them to get or teach them how to consume alcohol safely, then they're gonna resort to stuff like drinking hand sanitizer.
The odds of parents watching this right now is probably very, very low. But I'm just saying, as a parent, I would much rather get my kid some alcohol, have him come up to me and ask for it, rather than saying, damn, my parents won't get me anything, let's go distill some hand sanitizer. And you know, that's just like the worst part, is I'd much rather have my kid just come up to me and say, Dad, I want this, can you please just give me alcohol, instead of going and potentially messing up his entire body or some of those dangerous chemicals that you can get really messed up on, and just because you wouldn't buy your kid alcohol. I mean, we're all 19.
Now, Mike, I want to make it very clear to our audience that we're not condoning drinking alcohol underage. What we're basically getting at is that if you're gonna do it, there's better ways than drinking hand sanitizer from a bottle, honestly. And you know, a lot of times, you know, parents are so strict and they're so ignorant on what's going on with their child's life that they fail to understand the fact that, you know, drinking alcohol is something pretty much all teens are going to go through, especially before they turn 21. And if they're not able to get their hands on it, they're, you know, like I said, they're going to find some way to do it, and it's most likely going to be a lot harmful than, you know, say just learning how to drink respectfully and responsibly.
Some of those videos, they weren't even like distilling it. It's not even like they're doing the salt thing. They were just taking hand sanitizer and dumping it down their mouths. That is just pure stupidity, in my opinion. Like, if you're doing that, then you kind of deserve any health effects that happen to you. But you have to be open to your parents. Like, if you really think that trying to distill hand sanitizer on your own to get drunk is a good idea, I think it's better to just be straight up with your parents. Let them know you want to go out and drink one night. If they say no, they say no. You just got to deal with it. Don't go and do some stupid shit like this and, God forbid, say, fuck it, I don't even want to distill this. I'm just going to...
Is this safe, Mike? Hold on.
Nice.
Is this safe, Mike? I mean, the cold hard truth when it comes to drinking hand sanitizer, drinking hand sanitizer, the cold hard truth. All right. And you know what, Mike? Is it really safe to be drinking hand sanitizer? I mean, we go through stuff like this, but really, we've done a little bit of research on it, and really, the most harmful effects from hand sanitizer is the risks for children getting alcohol poisoning, which, you know, I mean, what are your thoughts on? I mean,
you know, I feel like if you did it right, and the only consequence would be alcohol poisoning. That's all they pointed out. They didn't say anything for your health. But if you're squirting hand sanitizer directly into your mouth, you're going to get some harmful chemicals in there. But this, distilling, if it is done right, I mean, it's just getting really drunk because it's super strong, a lot stronger than you're used to, and you can drink more and end up getting alcohol poisoning. But I mean,
why would you do? I mean, keep your composure, kids. I mean, honestly, like
that can't taste good.
If you're gonna drink, do it with some dignity. All right, don't be pouring some hand sanitizer and distilling it. Like, there's better ways. If you put just as much effort into trying to get something a little bit safer and a little bit, better, then yeah, your parents would prefer you to.
Trust me, you're not going to be the cool kid when they hear you drink hand sanitizer and go and put salt in a coffee filter.
You're not going to be.
You're not
cool
throwing
kid
parties.
If
you had a hand sanitizer drinking party, would I come to it? Do you think?
Probably not. I mean,
definitely not. Actually, not at all. You can't advertise you're having a party and then have 4 bottles of hand sanitizer and coffee filters on the table and say, all right, let's get drunk. It's not how it works. Kids, you have to find a safer way to drink. Not condoning to drink, but if you're going to resort to something like this, just don't do it. Go to your parents. Try to get it from someone else, your older sister, your older brother, someone who's over 21, just somebody.
As a last resort.
As a last resort.
Come on, if we all know you're going to drink underage, kids do it, but be responsible with it, please. I've seen tons of kids who I used to hang out with who got involved in underage drinking, and really I've been lucky. I've had such a close relationship with my parents, and because of that, I was able to talk to them about stuff like this, and they were able to teach me in a dignified manner how to consume alcohol and be responsible about it. I mean, and like that, it's not really, there would be a lot of controversy on that, but I would agree, and you would probably agree too, that if your parents teach you like that, or anybody like that is better off than a parent who talks nothing but alcohol and just completely does not condone their kid to do anything because they're
to not do it
because they're gonna end up doing it and they're gonna end up hurting themselves. So
yeah, I'd say we covered just about most of it. What do you think, Ed?
I think we covered most of it. Just if you're an underage kid and you're trying to drink alcohol, do not resort to hand sanitizer. Come on, just go to your parents or friends, and if you're gonna do it, be responsible about it. I know the law kind of says otherwise, but sometimes the law's a little,
And the best thing is, this is what I did with my parents. They're not stupid. Most of your parents, they're not stupid. If you're leaving the house on a Saturday, you say you're spending the night and having people over, they're gonna know you're probably gonna go drink, do some illegal activities. The best way is just treat them like they're not stupid. Tell them, yeah, I'm gonna go out and drink. I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna give them my car key, like the parents, my car keys, and I'm not gonna do anything dumb. And you just be straight up, and they'll be more willing to let you do these things instead of trying to be a snake and be like, yeah, no, we're just going to hang out, have a campfire, we're not doing anything. Because your parents aren't dumb. So what I did with my parents, it's all depending on how your parents are going to react. But mine were perfectly fine. They were chill. They respected that I would tell them that I'm going to do these things, and they just told me to be responsible, and they trusted me. Don't drink hand sanitizer if they say no.
Draw the line, kids, all right? And have a talk with your parents and make a line and ask them what their expectations are for you. And your parents will probably have a lot of questions in return about this kind of stuff. But like I said, draw a line and decide with your parents, what is reasonable about stuff like this and what is not reasonable, what their expectations are for you. And that's probably the safest way to go,
Go about
it when it comes to underage drinking and stuff like that.
Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, the link is in the description for our previous video that got a response from the co-founder. Please tune in for the next episode soon to come, and have a good night. We always wanted a show where we just sat here and smoked cigars in coffee cups and drank hand sanitizer.
ERZ Entertainment.